You know what? I just realized something. I forgot to unmute my mic, I think, right, Marco? So you're listening to episode 102 of the Launch Your Live show. This is episode 102, where we're going to talk about how you can create shoppable videos, Amazon shoppable videos specifically. And so, while you could go live on Amazon, you can also, you can make money. You can live stream to Amazon. You got to get people to tune in. And so the thing is, it's like you spend time making all those live streams, but then if you're not getting people to tune in, you don't have the audience, then how you can make a little bit of money, but maybe not a lot. And so as a result of that, Amazon, they have another way for you to make videos and still generate revenue off their platform. And those are called shoppable videos. And so on this episode 102, Marco Novo and myself, Christian Karasiewicz, we're going to show you how you go about creating a shoppable video. We're going to talk about what it takes. And then we're going to talk about what kind of equipment you need. We're going to talk about like, how do you actually make a good shoppable video? We got a nice little list of things. So with that, I'm going to go and bring Marco on. For those of you who want to watch, if you're listening, by the way, to the audio podcast, you can go to launchyour.live/EP102. That'll take you over to the live video, or if you're watching the pre-record, it'll take you to the video basically, and you can check that out. But with that, I'm going to bring on Marco. Marco, you ready to come on? Awesome. So Marco gave me a thumbs up. Marco, how we doing?
I'm doing good. And you?
Good. Minus the fact that I forgot to hit the unmute button.
Yeah, it's live streaming being live streaming.
It is, yes. So, so on episode 101, by the way, we talked about like, boosting camera confidence. That's if you're like a live streamer, you want to be confident on camera. Some people, though, they just don't want to be on camera at all. And so that's where like maybe making these shoppable videos might be a good approach to take. So let's do this. Let's start with just a couple questions for our viewers. And the first one is, do you watch product videos before making a purchase? So Marco, why is it important, or what are product videos? Why is that important?
Well, they are important as buyers because they will give us that clues we need to see, and these descriptions, and some people sharing their experience with the products we want to buy, and then we can kind of understand if they are right or not so right for us. Okay, so this is in a customer point of view. On a creator point of view, it's a nice way, besides live streaming, or instead of live streaming, you can create these shoppable videos so you can make money out of them in a not so hard way.
Got it. So that's a very good explanation. Okay, so obviously, I mean, for people to make shoppable videos, obviously we know that it's a way for you to make videos, generate some revenue. You can also flex your knowledge on things. Let's first start off with this. So how can live shopping help my business? So what do you think there, Marco? So, okay, so we know that like you can do live streams on Amazon, but why should I be looking at live shopping?
Well, as you mentioned, the thing is sometimes we are live and people are not tuning in. Okay. When we do live streaming, timing, it's the thing. Okay. And okay, I think we should put things together that not kind of opposite.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Because one of the things, and a good thing about doing live shows, is that people can interact with you in real time. They can put you some questions, you can ask them, or you can say, I just don't know. Because for instance, this happened to me yesterday. Someone made me a question, and I didn't know the answer, and I just said I can't answer to that because I don't know how to the other products that you are willing to compare with this one. Okay, so this is important, this real-time interaction. But also, when you go for shoppable videos, you know that you have that tiny video when someone who's tried the product, who knows how it works, who's experiencing the product, can help you, giving you the highlights, the pros and cons about the product. And this, I think, on these days, it's something really important, because we live in an era of fast, do it fast, 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 fast. So if you can watch a video, 1 minute, 2 minute video, saying, okay, this product is good because of this and this, and this it is not that good for this and this, or it's not the most the better product for this and this is something that we love mostly these times. Okay, so have this in mind as a producer. Be quick, be straight to the point, and uh, put in the mind of the people who are watching your videos, and get rid of their doubts, and remove everything that they can have in the head before buying something.
Fantastic. And so, obviously, I mean, you talked about, like, okay, so people want that instant gratification. I got to say that the one thing that people need to realize with shoppable videos, basically, you are making, let's see, I guess you could sort of compare it to like an unboxing video. Like, for example, let me just grab a random product. Let's say it was like the Stream Deck, and you're like, would you be something? I mean, so you could make a shoppable video where like you're talking about like the Stream Deck. You're not just saying. I mean, you could say, well, hey, this is the Stream Deck. This is what comes in the box. This is what's required. Because again, how people can write instructions on product pages, the things you need for this, whatnot. I think for a lot of people, they like they really have to, like, sometimes people buy stuff and like maybe a detail was left out, for example. And I
Yeah.
think that's where, like, when we talk about live shopping and how that can help a business, live shopping is where, like, I mean, people can basically be watching me actually, like, for example, we could say, hey, I'm doing a live video about unboxing this, and I could unbox it and I could actually set it up, versus somebody has to actually figure out, like, okay, well, I bought this. Now what do I do with it? How do I set it up? And the great thing is, I think, to your point, Marco, is that it helps people get to using the product much faster than, okay, great, I ordered it. Because just ordering it is like the easy part. The hardest part is typically the setup and then the implementation.
Absolutely, absolutely. And besides that, and I think it's important, is to give perspective about the usage of the product. Okay.
Okay.
uh, and one of the things I like to do is, and when people, mostly, I'm not in the shoppable videos or yet.
Hmm.
I need to put my hands on that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, people keep asking, look, I need a microphone for this and this, is this
Right.
microphone the right one? So I think we should have in mind, when we are building these shoppable videos, okay,
Hmm.
understand who's watching and how we can help them making the best decision.
Exactly. And I almost want to compare it to this. Like, so, for example, if you're familiar with QVC or HSN or Home Shopping Network, what a lot of people do is they will do live shopping or live selling where they're demonstrating the product right then and there, right? So they're demonstrating the Stream Deck, or the Mac Mini or something. Like, they're talking about like what this can do, right? But
Yep.
they're not actually showing you that. And so what I want to get at is that, you have two distinctions there. You have live shopping, live selling, where you're talking about the product people are buying right then and there. But then at the same time, the other thing you also have is you have people making shoppable videos. Now, these are just small videos where people are talking about the product. Maybe they're setting it up. They're showing you how to actually use the product. So it's like almost like step 2 of a product. Like, step 1 is like, hey, I could say, hey, here's the item. I don't go into any more detail. And step 2 is where, like, I want to actually set it up. I bought the item, or I want to get questions on it, and people have already answered those. So that's, I think, a key distinction we want to make sure we talk about. So, so Marco, let's do this. One thing I want to recommend, by the way, to every single person who is watching, I want to recommend that you take out a notepad. By the way, this is the Rocketbook. I have it featured in the carousel. We talk about this all of the time. Rocketbook is it's my favorite notebook. I wish it was my sponsor of my show, but I've got this Rocketbook. I've got a lot of Rocketbooks, by the way. I got different versions of them. Basically, they're erasable notebooks. They also can be digitized, so that's pretty cool. So basically, you can be writing in them. You can digitize your notes, and then you can search them later on or draw diagrams or things like that. But what I want to encourage you to do, if you're listening or watching, first off, pick up a Rocketbook. Check it out. It's my favorite notebook. It's about $10 for this thing, and you should check it out. It's a great notebook. You typically would spend about 3 times that or more over the lifetime of a notebook, this thing can be erased over and over and over and over. So that's the first thing. I encourage you to take notes and then ask us questions. So, okay. So let's do this, Marco. Let's talk about what are shoppable videos. So can you explain a shoppable video?
Well,
High
a
level.
shoppable video. It's a small video, okay, and this is something that we should have in mind, because I don't know about you, Christian, and about our the people in the audience, but most of the times, if not all the times, or almost, we go to YouTube to check videos about a gear or how to do this or that, and we see that 20%, again, the Pareto law, 20% of the video, it's about what we actually need, and 80% it's fluffy. Okay, it's fluff, 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 fluff. Things that we don't want to listen, things that they don't bring value to us. Okay, so these shoppable videos, it's something that you find or you should find on Amazon. Okay, when you want to know more about this microphone, about this cell phone, or something that may help you actually about uh, making the decision. So have this in mind. You should be fast and highlighting what you think that should be highlighted. Okay, and we can think about some different perspectives when we talk about this. One, it's unboxing, because we want to know what we will get when we buy this product. Okay, there cables, is there a USB connection, a USB-C, USB-A, whatever. Another thing, and this is important as well, how to assemble a product, because sometimes we need to become a little bit MacGyver. And if we have this video showing us how to assemble something, this will ease the process after buying, and this will give us more safety, more trust. Okay, and also highlights about the product, how I'm using this product, what do I like, what I dislike. And so I think this could be the approach to this kind of videos. Of course, if it's not a product that you don't need to assemble, you don't need to make the this assemble moment. And if it's something that it's easy to tell what it's in the box, so you don't need to unbox it. So you have to have this in mind. And jumble, oh my god, is the right word is jumble,
Um, I'm not sure.
mix, mix, mix
Mix,
the
yes.
things.
Yes, yes. So basically, okay, so I love that. So okay, so what are shoppable videos? Basically, they are videos that are going to help somebody use the product right off the bat. So they're not going to be able to sorry, we're also trying to fix that audio issue here. So basically shoppable videos, they're basically short to the point videos about a product, how it works, maybe setting things up. Like it could, like you could make one really long, like one, think about it like this. If I made a 1 hour video on how to use this Mac Mini, for example, okay. Now the problem with that is that do people want to sit down for 1 hour? And the answer is probably not. So what I could do is I could basically make, instead of making that one video, I make bite-sized videos, shoppable videos that need to be actually like so make these little bite-sized videos that basically can help people quickly learn the product. And so like they're going to learn to the point of like, hey, they'll get it up, they'll get it running. They may have, a tips and tricks video, but they're not going to like give you like a custom, like, hey, here's a custom setup, but they are going to help you get up and running with those products. Awesome, Marco. So, okay, so those are what shoppable videos are. Okay, so let's talk about this. Where can you find a shoppable video at? So we obviously know like Amazon Live, but can you kind of elaborate on that, Marco?
Well, at the bottom, usually at the bottom of products page at Amazon, you will find these tiny videos. Okay, and the thing is, let me explain how you make money with these videos as a creator. If your video was the last one played before someone makes the purchase, you will get a commission. Okay, so have this in mind as well. Okay, that's why you should be really good explaining the product. Okay, because if someone, it's this is kind of when you go to Google and you Google something and you go and you hit one result and then you go back and you need to go to another result to be sure about this, or to be satisfied with the explanation. This is something that is not good for you. So if people watch your video and they get back and they need to watch another one to make the purchase, this means that maybe you're not doing the video in the better way. And also, and this could be as well something that you have in mind, for that person your explanation was not the best one. Okay, and this could happen, it's normal. Okay, so if you go to the bottom of the videos, the products page, you will see those shoppable videos with people explaining how they use the products, how they can work, and these kind of things we mentioned before. So this is where you can find these shoppable videos, because they will help you to make better shopping experiences.
Awesome. Yeah. So I love that point. Like, yeah. So it basically makes it easier for us to buy a product, to buy whatever it is on Amazon. It doesn't, here's the thing. It doesn't have to be tech. So it could be anything. It could be a coffee mug. It could be a notebook, for example. It could be explaining certain cables to people. So you don't have to like just make a shoppable video about like electronics or the standard things people are going to talk about. It could be anything that you want, for example. So fantastic. Okay, so in terms of finding shoppable videos, quick rundown, you can find them obviously on Amazon product pages. Marco, do you want to actually bring up maybe an Amazon product page and we can just show people where they can find them?
Okay, let me see if I can find. Okay, there you go. Let me.
Okay, so Marco's going to bring this up. So basically, we're going to show you real quick where you can find these on the page. So let me know when I can bring that up.
Yeah, you can.
Awesome. So let's do this. Let's switch to.
So
there we go.
This is the page, the products page, and
Okay,
then
so we're on a product. Okay, great. And you go to the bottom. Awesome.
Okay, and we will be talking about this. It's listed in the carousel, this bundle as well, so you can take a look at this. And the thing is, this lady, it's the only one. So I because I have this bundle, I will make a video about this. So there you go.
Fantastic. Okay, so basically it's somebody's product. Awesome. And as you can see, it's somebody. How long is that video, by the way?
Almost 14 minutes. It's a long one. It's a long one.
And here's the thing. We'll get to the time thing in a second here. But yes, you're absolutely right. So in this case, like, yeah, so you can find shoppable on Amazon product pages at the bottom under the video section. And just because you make one does not guarantee that it's going to show up. But then you can click into it, and then once you click into it, you can see the featured products, the related products that they have shared. Fantastic, yes. Marco. Okay, so that's where you can find shoppable videos. Fantastic. By the way, Marco, do me a favor, check the private chat. Check the public chat. It looks like we got some. There's some audio questions on your end.
Okay, let me check.
Awesome. So okay. So that's where you can find shoppable videos at. So this is obviously, these are Amazon specific ones. Okay. So now let's do this. While Marco's checking his audio, I want to talk about what makes a good shoppable video. And I think the first thing you need to consider is you need to be knowledgeable about the product. So for example, don't just do this. Like, for example, I got the Elgato Cam Link here. I could say something like, hey, I'm going to make a shoppable video. I'm going to record this. And I'm going to say, you know what? If you want to use your DSLR camera, you need to get a Cam Link 4K from Elgato. It plugs in via USB. Like, I could stop there and say, like, you know what? I'm done. But like, that's like going like, for example, that's going like, 10% of the way. But then what you could do is you could take that a step further and say something like, hey, you want to use the Cam Link 4K, you want to connect the DSLR camera to your laptop, you need to get a Cam Link 4K. For those of you who don't know, the Cam Link 4K plugs in via USB. It lets you connect your HDMI camera to your computer. It processes all the stuff, so you kind of walk them through kind of how to do it. You maybe want to show them what's in the box, talk about what's actually with the product, and then also maybe show them, just the basic setup. For example, like you could make a 5-minute shoppable video about setting up a Cam Link 4K. So, lots of options there in terms of, what's included in that shoppable video. But what makes a good shoppable video, you're to the point, but you also need to know the product. You need to know most of what the product is about. Don't just make a video and say like, hey, here's the Cam Link 4K, and just publish that. Like the people who are going to see the most success is if you're making good quality videos that get, I think as Dimebag Darren had said, videos that get to the point basically. So, so I would recommend, making sure your videos are quick, make sure they're to the point, make sure that they're in focus. We're going to talk about some equipment you need here in a few minutes, and just really, make sure that like it's something don't just like talk about something you don't know or you're not passionate about, because it's not going to shine through when you're talking about it. Is there anything else you want to add, Marco, about shoppable videos?
One of the things, I don't know if I sound better now.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So one of the things, and this is important, Amazon, it's really demanding about these shoppable videos. So it's not just, okay, let me record about something in the middle of nowhere, and it doesn't matter because what is important is to do, and let's do it.
Sure.
It's not like that. Amazon, it's really demanding. They are picky
okay. Nope.
about these kind of videos. So you need to make them really well. Otherwise, they won't be approved.
And here's the thing, creating shoppable videos, it's a process. So it's not, you're going to want to, what I would suggest is go and watch other videos on Amazon. Let's go to, Amazon product pages. Let's watch those videos. Let's see, for example, how long are they? For example, Marco said that one was 15 minutes. If it needs to be a 15-minute video, then make it a 15-minute video and make it value packed. But if it's 15 minutes of like, hey guys, I just got this, want to show you what's like, if it's really slow, it's not actually adding value, then it doesn't need to be 15 minutes. So again, make sure that you're, just adding as much value, but make sure you're also like experimenting with them. So don't just like make a video because, hey, someone else told me to make a 5-minute video. Make it and just pack it with so much value that people they're gonna want to follow your channel. They're gonna want to check out your content that you have. So
absolutely.
Okay. So that's part of the equation of what makes a good shoppable video. Let's talk about let's kind of touch on this subject. How long should a shoppable video be? Is there like a set time? What do you think, Marco?
Well, we can think about time range between, I don't know, maybe 1-2 minutes, because most of the videos, they are about this. But as you mentioned, if you can add value with a longer video, which is not fluff, which is helpful information, when you go deeper and further, and you give a broader explanation about for instance, the different possibilities about something. Yeah. I don't think, and also with and this is so important by these days, an entertaining tone. Because if you're explaining like this in a boring way, people will go away and they will buy from someone else. So this is also important, I think. And Gary Vee once said one thing that it's important. It's not about the length. It's mostly about the entertainment and the value you're delivering. Because we all know people like me that spend the whole or almost the whole weekend or the long nights watching Netflix or Amazon Prime Prime TV shows and these things. So it's not about the length, it's the story and storytelling here. It's
Yeah.
crucial again. Okay. And one of the things I like to do when I do my live shows all by myself, it's to explain why I bought something, what I had before buying that particular gear, and why I needed to change, what I found in that's different than the other the equipment I had before. I think this is important to people understand. Okay, he was there, he had that difficulty, that struggle, he came with this solution, and he got this and this. This is something that I have in mind when I do my solo live show.
Definitely. So when you're making shoppable videos, by the way, there's no length. There's no like it needs to be, 5 minutes, or hey, studies show that like 3 to 5 minute videos are like the right length. It really doesn't. There's no like, 3 to 5 minutes. It needs to be under 2 minutes. It needs to be less than 10 minutes. It needs to be 20 minutes. It really depends on like what we're kind of talking about here, which is you need to be charismatic. You need to be a good storyteller, and you need to be able to talk about the product. And it, like I said, it's not the surface stuff. It's not like, oh, well, hey, this is like, I'm going to just do it. Like you could do a few quick unboxings of things like, but make sure the video is just, hey, I'm going to show you what comes in the box. That's a shoppable video right there. And then but you need to think also strategically, do I follow that up with a series of videos of, hey, now that we've done the unboxing, let's show you how to set it up, or let's do a beginner setup. Let's do an intermediate setup. Let's do an advanced setup. You're basically, think of it like this. You're making just a video tutorial is essentially what you're making.
Absolutely.
Of a product. And it's going on, in this case, Amazon product pages. So, so just kind of think about that. So there is no specific length, but I would say one thing you do need to make sure you pay attention to. Marco, do you happen to have the shoppable page, like the one like where you can show like the performance of shoppable videos, or no?
No, I don't.
Okay. So for those who, if you want to, first off, you got to get started with Amazon Live. So you do need to go to like launcher.live/get Amazon Live. Go there, sign up for Amazon Live, get approved, and then you can start making shoppable videos. They basically go on your page. So if you, for example, go to my page, launcher.live/shop, I'll put that link up here real quick for you. If you go to launcher.live/shop, what that's going to do is it's going to take you directly to my shop page. And you're going to see at the bottom a whole bunch of shoppable videos that people can watch. So they show up in two places. They show up on your actual storefront page, but they also show up, if they're good enough, on product detail pages. So think of it like this. If you are good at, if you're good at driving people to your storefront, they can watch your videos from there, and if they're good and engaging, that's a great spot for them to they can see them. However, if they're really good, Amazon over time will start to show them to people on product pages. So this way, if they're looking at some of these products we're talking about here in a second, then those products will feature your shoppable videos on them. And then that's where, like, somebody watched your video, they decide to make some purchases, you have the ability to generate some revenue off of that. So, so in terms of the length, there is no real length to a shoppable video. Like, it really just comes down to make the video, look at the analytics. So you'll see this on your Amazon storefront. So for example, if you go to launcher.live/shop, you scroll down, you will see all the videos I make. And then behind the scenes, I can log into my dashboard and I can see which videos performed, which ones did not. For example, I started out making 15-minute videos. And then I said, well, let me try a couple of 1 to 2 minute ones. And I made a few 1 to 2 minute ones. And I'm noticing like, oh, well, those tend to get the most people actually watching through the video. So you kind of have to think about it like that. And really, it comes down to like how charismatic you are, how good the topic is, how deep you really need to go. Some topics, you only need a couple minute video. Some of them, you do need a series of videos, right, Marco?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because, for instance, if you are showing a dress or a new pair of gloves to work out in the gym, you don't need to spend 10 minutes explaining why they should buy those.
Right. It'd be something like, if you're talking about like gloves to work out at the gym. Hey guys, do you hate it when you get like talk about the value prop? Hey, you hate it when you get calluses on your hands. This is, I was getting that as well. You then can go into talking about like what the value prop is of buying that particular type of glove over the knockoff ones, things like that. So excellent point there. Okay. So Marco, let's just keep going. We got a couple of other topics we want to talk about here. So we talked about like, so obviously the first thing you need to do to make shoppable videos, you do need to be approved for Amazon Live. And then you can go on Amazon, and at that point, there is on your storefront, there's going to be a section where it says shop. Can we pull up your shop page? Do you have videos on yours, Marco?
Uh, maybe just the live ones.
Oh, here, how about this? Let me do this. I'll pull up mine. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
So I'm going to pull up mine. For those of you watching, by the way, or listening, sorry, and you want to check this out, just go to launcher.live/EP102, and you'll be able to check out my shoppable videos that you'll be able to check out the ones I've made. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Let's see. Do I have the right page?
You're sharing mine.
Oh, you don't. Oh, I've got yours. Sorry. I was wondering. I was like, my page isn't moving. Okay, so this is what we have. So, for example, I'm on my actual shop page. Again, you can go to launcher.live/shop, and you can check this out as well if you want to. So if you go there, and so what you're going to see, these are all the shoppable videos here at the top, and you simply can just scroll through them. As you can see, I've got quite a few products. Like I'm talking about keyboards, I'm talking about the Cam Link here, I'm talking about some movies, for example, I purchased, or adapters, for example, and they're only a couple minute long videos. So I made a minute and a half, 2 minutes, 2.5, 4 minutes. It really depends on what the product is, what I want to explain on it. And so basically these are videos that, if, for example, if this video, this Genie Prisma Strip 32 got featured on an Amazon product page, people could check it out, and then they could see that, hey, does Christian really know what he's talking about the product, and vice versa. So, so definitely go and, definitely check those out. So those are what shoppable videos are. They're just a couple minutes long. And then I think, let me see if I click into this. I think you showed this earlier. Yeah. So for example, then this is the shoppable video. As you can see along the bottom, what Amazon has done here. So I feature the items that are in the video. And then you can do the standard engagement. You can see more from me, for example, in this case, but those are Amazon shoppable videos that you could make. So now, okay, so let's talk about what you need to create these, Marco. So obviously, let's just talk about the surface stuff. So the first thing you need some sort of video editing program. You could record these on your phone if you want to, for example. But what I do is I use my laptop or my Mac Mini. I record directly onto there, and then I just edit it into a very short video. Again, not any different than if I were making a YouTube video. What other things? So let's move into product, Marco, and let's talk about like what kind of products people would need for this. So obviously, I think the first thing you want to have when you're making a shoppable video, I think, is going to be a computer, right?
Yes.
So Marco and I always recommend, we recommend stuff like this. This is the Mac Mini M1. We recommend stuff like this because, for example, this actually has a lot of ports actually on it. So it has HDMI, USB-C. It's got, let's see, what else? USB-C. It's got Ethernet, for example. So if you're going to do any live streaming, it's great for that. But if you want to just, make videos, this is a great little Mac to get for that sort of thing. So you need a computer, and you could have a desktop, you could have a laptop. The thing you really need to think about when you're making a shoppable video, by the way, is it's not just, it can be you sitting at a desk, but if you're demonstrating things, for example, if you're going to demonstrate a vacuum cleaner or like a really big TV, it's better to have a setup where you can more freely move. So for example, if you got something like this, the Mac Mini, the cool thing about this is it's small enough, you can actually mount it under a desk if you want to. You can keep it out of the way so that as you're making videos, things like that, or you're needing to do product demonstrations, you can do all of that directly on the tabletop. So this is the Mac Mini. This is how small it is. It's super small, as you can see. So there's your Mac Mini. What else do you think people need, Marco, in terms of like So let's bring up the Mac Mini. Let me show people the Mac Mini real quick. So here's the Mac Mini. Now, obviously, I mean, there's multiple models. The great thing about the Mac Mini, by the way, you could get away with the base model. The base model is super fast. And as I mentioned, it's got USB-A, USB-C, HDMI, Ethernet. It is something that you don't need to actually like what's the word? It's not, you're gonna have to add a monitor, things like that. But it's a very good computer to start with for making videos, for editing videos, for live streaming. Okay, Marco, what other things do people need if they want to like make these shoppable videos? What do you think?
A good camera.
Okay. So what do you recommend?
As usual, our old friend as well, the Logitech C920.
Yeah.
It's a classic.
Okay.
Okay.
So what does the C920 look like? Do you have this one or?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Let me see if the image is okay. I'm gonna fix the image in a while.
Yeah, sure.
A little bit, because, and by the way, this, I can highlight this because this is something important when we talk about webcams, is that most of them, they are really hard to control because they don't have software or this kind of things that you need to set the image. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is something that Logitech has, is a software where you can control the image. Okay.
Okay.
And in a really easy and fast way, you can correct the image, and
Yeah.
I'm good to go.
Cool.
Okay. So
So
this is
okay.
something important. Also, this is a camera who has more than 7 years working with me together. Okay. So it's a camera that lasts, and this is something that we should have in mind as well. Okay.
Okay.
When we buy cameras, when we buy gear, at least on my side, I like them to last.
Okay. Yeah.
So this is a good camera. It's really affordable as well, and I think the price will drop in few days.
Yeah.
I
Very
think
likely.
you know
Yeah.
why.
Yeah.
Yes. So this is one of my recommendations. For instance, the other day someone asked me about a good affordable webcam, and I mentioned this Logitech C920.
Awesome.
Usual.
So let's do this. Can you bring it up on screen and we'll show people the camera? So obviously, in order to film shoppable videos, you do need a camera. You can use the built-in camera on your laptop, or you can get, if you've got a good budget, this is a good starter budget, you could get the Logitech C920, and this is what that looks like. And it's between $60 and $80 usually. You do need to make sure you put enough light on this. This is a good camera, for example, that you could use it for quite a few years, and then you can repurpose it for an additional camera angle, things like that. We'll talk about that here in a second. But you want to make sure that you have a pretty good video camera, something that is pretty quick. So when you hold up a product, that is able to focus pretty quickly on it. So obviously start with a good camera. Okay, fantastic. What other things should they start with, or should they check out, Marco, for the C9 or for making shoppable videos? So you get the camera. Okay, what else? Let's talk audio.
Audio. Well, you should have a microphone, and this is important as well. And here we can have different options, because one of the things you want to you can do, it's like we are now here seated, or you can make this kind of walk around, like you mentioned. If you are showing a vacuum cleaner working, you cannot be seated in your desk.
Right.
Okay. Or if you this kind of thing. So you should wait what you need, and having this in mind, buy the right gear for you. Okay. So you can buy a wireless microphone.
So let's talk about the wireless one first. Okay, so for wireless, you should probably get something like this. So remember, you got to think of it like big picture. Before we talk wireless, Marco, let's do this. Let's talk about what most people will normally have. they will normally have a wired mic, right? You there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So a wired mic. Want to make sure the audio is still going on. So you normally will have a wired mic, but instead you got to think of it like this. So like you clip on like a lavalier mic, and we put the Boya M1 mic in here. That's like a good, very good starter mic. Can you pull that one up, by the way? So
Yes.
the Boya mic, it's
Let me
ideal.
show you.
So you typically will clip it to yourself right here, and then Marco, I think you have it, right?
Yes, yes. And
Okay.
one of the good things is this is the most uh, wired microphone in the market.
The longest wired. Yeah, it's crazy. Like
Yes,
what,
yes,
15, 16
yes.
feet of wire? Yeah, it's crazy.
I think it's in European metrics. It's 5 meters. I think. I don't know how much this is in feet, but it's a
It's about
long
16 feet. Yeah.
it's a long cord. Yes,
So the
and
first thing you want to have, so you want to, if you're making a shoppable video where you're demonstrating something, if you're seated at a desk, you want to have a mic that has a pretty good amount of cord on it. And the reason you want this is so that you can move around. So if you're trying to give a product demonstration, for example, if you had a very short mic, you could only move so much. You couldn't really use your hands. You couldn't show much on screen because you'd be afraid to pull the mic out of the computer. And so, what a lot of people do, like, we would not recommend using the mic on the camera. You should always try to have an external mic because it gets it close to your mouth. It sounds good. Because remember, audio is the most important part of your video. You want to make sure that it sounds good.
in
So a lot of people will get this Boya M1 microphone. Definitely. And so this is the Boya. Let me pull it up so you can see what this looks like. This is the Boya. And as you can see, I mean, this is Marco, you have this. So this is the
yeah.
mic. It plugs into a computer, plugs into cameras. So Marco, let's do this. Let me cut to you and let's show people what this mic looks like up close. Obviously, they can see it on Amazon, but let's show them the mic.
Okay, so I have here. It's not this one because the real one that came with the microphone, I lost it. Okay,
Yeah.
this adapter,
Yeah.
this jack adapter, usually it's 3.5 millimeter. Okay.
Okay.
So and you can have this adapter and then for instance you can plug it in the one mixer who has this kind of jack, or you can buy and you will find easily an adapter from 3.5 millimeters to USB. Okay, and then use it as a normal USB microphone. The other good thing about this microphone is that he has this kind of console. Okay, I don't know how to call this. And here this microphone you can use it on a computer or
Okay.
with a cell phone or a
Okay.
DSLR camera or
Cool.
camcorder.
Yeah.
Okay, and when you use it with a smartphone, you don't need to have battery. Okay, it has
Okay.
this
Okay. Use the
kind
phone.
of tiny battery here. Here
Yeah.
I removed because it got drained. I'm
Yeah.
waiting. I bought them last week on Amazon. I'm waiting them
Yeah.
to come. And this is a really nice
Okay.
microphone. It has the windscreen and it's really good to use. And this was something that I want to say when we talk about this kind of videos, because we need to move around. And I didn't expect to say this, but maybe it's better instead of a dynamic microphone, because with dynamic microphones you need to stay close to the microphone, and if you
Yeah.
move you will get lost.
Uh-huh.
Maybe it's good to have a condenser microphone because they have a wider range of sound peaking and
Okay.
they can work better for this kind of its situations. Okay.
Yeah. So definitely. So okay. So if you're just starting out, you need to get, you need a camera. You should typically use, Logitech C920. We strongly recommend that. You should have for a mic an entry level mic to start with would be something like the Boya M1 that Marco was just sharing. Now, in addition to that mic, Marco, let's bring this up. So I would also recommend getting, with any sort of wired solution you're using, getting it's called the Zeskit Premium 3.5 meter extension cable. And this is what that looks like. And I have one of these. Can't really like unplug it because I'm kind of using it, but I'll show you how it works. So basically, what I am doing is I have, in this case, I got headphones plugged in, but you could plug in the lavalier. And let's say you need the ability to move around. That is a long mic that comes with it, but some mics don't have a very long cord. In this case, this is my headphone cord. It's very short. So what I have is I have an extension cable here.
I can show mine because I
oh,
have
Marco's
one
going?
here,
Okay, cool.
which is, it's not the same brand, but
Yeah.
it's on
Same
Amazon
concept.
as well.
Yeah.
Okay. And the thing is, and have this in mind, let me show you. When you have these 4 segments,
Yeah.
okay, it means that you can plug here a microphone as well. Because when you see just 3, it's just for here, okay, not for speaking. So have this in mind, and I think the price it's around the same. So buy this kind with these 4 segments, so you can use them with a microphone as well.
Definitely, yeah. And so the thing Marco's talking about, when you buy various mics, it's you want to make sure that the plug has something called TRR. They typically use that TRRS, tip ring sleeve, and basically what those do is when you plug it in, it allows those different things to work. So that's why, like, when you plug something in, you're like, well, the audio is really low or this doesn't sound right. That's because it's not making the right connection. So, but I would recommend for a mic to make your shoppable videos, you either start with that Boya M1 with an extension cable that we shared. The other thing you can also consider, and this is dependent on your budget, you don't need this, is to get something like this. This is the Rode Wireless Go 2. Sorry, this is the Rode Wireless Go in my hands here. Let me show you that. So basically, let's pull that one up, Marco. So like, if you want a wireless solution, you want to move around, you should get something like these. This is the Rode Wireless Go. And they have a couple different models, but basically this is the, this one has 2 microphones along with 1 receiver. You can feed the audio directly into that 1 receiver from the 2 microphones. So like, if you think about it, let's say you're doing let's say you're making and remember, you can use this mic for multiple things. So it's not just like, oh, it's just me on camera. It could be Marco and I in the same space demonstrating a product. So this is the Rode Wireless Go 2. I would recommend this one over the Rode Wireless Go 1. And the reason is because this one actually can plug into a computer. It can be used as the microphone with the computer. It is a little bit more pricey, but it is definitely a very good wireless option. It also, on the top of it, it has the ability to turn on, you can connect a lavalier mic into the microphone as well. And so like, if you want, you can use the wireless solution, like you can just clip it on like right here. For example, you could do this, or you could also, it'll pick up your voice. However, if you want to, there's also a mic on the top of it here. So you got a mic input. And so what you can do is you can clip this like into a pocket and run a lavalier mic to your mouth, like that Boya. And then you can have the receiver connected to the camera or the computer or whatever you're feeding into to record your audio. And it's receiving this input. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And having in mind that sometimes you may want to make a show or record a video with someone else. And this could be nice, for instance, to exchange opinions about some gear.
Yeah.
Okay. Having this kind of microphone could be really interesting.
So we got a great question, by the way, from Dimebag Darren. He's asking, how does the receiver connect to the computer? So that's a great question, actually. And so there is a 3.5 millimeter output connector on this. So basically what you do is you take the receiver, for example, and you plug this one directly into the computer, connect it via, actually this one connects via USB. So you connect it via USB. So there is a USB option right there here. So you connect it via USB, and then what you would do is this, when you power it on, would be seen as the mic, and then this one, the receiver that's on the person, the body, would be going into the receiver. So that's how it connects to the computer. So hopefully that helps, Dimebag Darren. So, so here's the thing. Let's talk about like why you would use this over the wired option. So obviously the big thing is it depends on what your budget is, but also what you're demonstrating.
Absolutely.
Personally, I would go with the wireless solution for this, because if I know I need to like demonstrate things, I need to move my hands, things like that, It really depends on, like, you typically want to have certain clothing to be able to clip on, to be able to like clip the Rode Wireless, or sorry, to clip the lavalier onto something. And then you got to find a pocket to put something on. Well, sometimes people don't have clothes that have pockets. And so the great thing is you can clip these onto things. For example, you can clip this one here or clip it into a pocket. Because it's wireless, you're still able to like move around freely. So you're not just paying, you're partly paying for the convenience that it's wireless, but you're also getting two different mics out of it as well. So you can have two people conducting a product demo. One person could be talking like the host, and the other person could be the demonstration person. So you got lots of options there to use with that. But I recommend the wireless Go options. Okay, so we talked about camera, we talked about a wireless Go. Other thing you also want to consider when you're doing any sort of live streams. Let's do this, Marco. Let's pull up the master mount, by the way. So the master mount is, let me just pull this one up real quick for you all. There we go. Okay, so let me get the master mount. We'll show you what it is. Okay, so for those of you who want to like have a place to put your camera, or maybe you want to have multiple cameras, I'd recommend getting something like this. This is the master mount from Elgato. Marco, do you want to talk about this one while I unbox it?
Well, this is a nice option. And one of the things I love about these kind of mounts, even though I don't have the exactly same the master mount, I have an affordable one, version. But the thing I like about them is that they don't take room in the desk, and this for me it's important, because otherwise I will get the the desk taken by these tripods and these bases. So I have these mounts clamped in my desk, and they don't take room. And this is important to put things a little bit neater.
And so this is the master. How about this? Let's show the product. So this is the master mount. Marco, take it away, please.
And so you can see you clamp here the master mount at the top of the border of the desk.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you can adjust, and this is important as well. And they have this ball here, this head ball.
Yeah.
Which is good. For instance, those I needed to buy because it doesn't come with this. So I needed to buy the 2 pieces or 3, 3 pieces to adjust. Okay. But on this case, you already have it. Okay. And this is good, for instance, when you want to use a ring light or a camera, which you can tilt, so to adjust how you want to work with it, which is really good.
It's a great mount. And so here, this is what it looks like. So for example, this is the mount. You put your desk, for example, in here. You'd then simply turn it, tighten it on your desk. The quality is amazing. It's like super, super, super sturdy. And then as Marco mentioned, you can actually adjust it like this. It's height adjustable. And then you also get a ball head here as well that you can rotate at various angles. In addition to that, they also have, and I think there's a picture of it, Marco. Let's bring that up. I think the picture shows where you can attach different things to this mount. So let's pull up that big picture. So in addition to the tall mount, you can attach a flex arm. So you could attach a phone to this. You can also have a solid arm that also attaches to it. The benefit there is so that you basically you put one of these master mounts on your desk, and then you can attach the other arms to have different things like a camera angle, a light, a microphone, whatever you want to put, to have all this stuff right there in front of you. And the great thing is it is something that can stay out of the way. So, that's one thing that I like the master mount for. Another thing you can also do with the master mount, by the way, is if you want multiple camera angles, you can get 2 of those and just clamp them to your desk and have one for one camera, one for another. That's a great option. The other thing I also like about the master mount is this. Marco, we're gonna kind of jump around for a minute here. So like if you happen to have lights, or you want lights to light your product, you should check out this. And this is the Elgato key light. As you can see, I mean, this is how thick this thing is. It's super small. So as you can see, it's not very thick at all. Let's just get that a little further from the camera. There you go. So I would recommend checking out, like, if you're going to get the master mount, you can use it to attach lights to it. You can attach microphones. You can attach cameras, pretty much anything you want. And the great thing is you can just attach a bunch of those around your desk or around your, sturdy workspace. And then you can use it to light your product that you're talking about or light yourself on the live streams on the live streams or on the pre-recorded videos that you're making. So Marco, let's pull up the key lights so people can see what that looks like. They are a little bit pricey, but here's the cool thing about these key lights. They also come with a master mount. So you're not just getting, you're not just getting a light, you're getting the mount that goes with it as well. So this is the key light. So as you can see, you get the mount. You also get the light there in the box. You can control this light, by the way, using a Stream Deck. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. But you can also, you can attach these. You can rotate the angle. You can change the color from like yellow to white versus not like multiple colors. You can change it from a cool blue white to a yellow white, for example. So this is the Elgato key light. I will say these are they are heavy, but they're also LED panels. They're super bright. And I got to say, I mean, they do put out some light. Let me do this real quick. Let me see if I can fire up my other lights. So I have a pair of Elgato key lights hooked up right now. What I want to do is I'm going to turn them on, and I'm going to tell you this. That's super bright, right? That's only at 12% of the brightness.
You will get 10.
Yeah, so it's quite a lot of light coming in. So you may want to, for example, I'm going to just turn them off. It's a great light to use to light your shoppable videos that you're making. So okay, so that's a good lighting option. Is there another like budget option, Marco, that people should consider? Like if they don't want the Elgato key light?
Ring lights.
Okay, what one do you want to bring up?
Maybe this newer, which is by my side right now.
Okay.
Okay, and let me put it here. Let me see if with this angle I can show.
Awesome. So let's put Marco up full screen so you can see that.
Okay, so there you go. Okay, this is a newer ring light, and one of the things about lights, it's that I like newer brand. Okay, so you can tilt the ring light because you can just do this and you can move it around. Okay, for instance, and you can put also here a cell phone, as you can see. For instance, if you want to record with a cell phone, and this works. Wait, sorry. There you go. You can use it like this, or you can move it around. Okay, and it has a good light. It's not the most amazing light in the world, but it's pretty good. Okay, as you can see. Let me put it up. And you can control with a warmer color tone. Then this is the cold one. No, this is the cold one. The other one is the white. Okay, and also you can make it brighter. Okay, it's a good option if you don't want to spend too much money. Okay, and for this kind of work, if you want, for instance, if you want to put some more light on the product you want to review, this could be let me try this. Okay, for instance,
sure,
if I want to illuminate the cell phone with this, maybe, and when I'm doing this review, I have more lights that I have if I doing just this. Let me see. Yes, so it's a good option, and they are really affordable. And I need to make this disclaimer. I love the lights from Newer.
Yeah, and so like just kind of talking about like just shoppable videos overall. So like For example, like if you have a cell phone and you want to just film your videos with that, you could
Yeah,
get that newer light that we featured here, the selfie ring light. You connect your phone to that and you just position it in front of the product that you're doing, that you're recording. And um, so that's totally worth also having in your repertoire. It really depends on like what kind of setup you're using. Again, I mean, your shoppable videos, they don't have to, they could be one take where it could be like you on camera opening up this item, talking about it, for example. As long as your camera can quickly focus on it, great. But if you want to be like off camera, and you want to do the whole like, the whole hands thing, for example, where you could be just positioning this and talking into the mic, you want to have maybe a setup like that. And so again, I mean, making shoppable videos, like you don't need, as you can see, like you don't need anything fancy. We're not
yeah,
talking about, for example, like one thing, like we're not talking about using the, here, let me just pull this up. So we're not talking about using the Shure MV7, for example, that Marco is using. Like we're not talking about using that or the SM7B or the Blue
yeah,
Yeti. We're talking about having a mic and a camera setup that allows you to freedom to move around.
yeah.
And that is, I
And
think, the key thing for making shoppable videos. It's having something where, if you're going to, for example, you need to be moving things or like looking at the product. Well, that might not mean, like, for example, if I were here on the, like I'm on right now, if I were making a shoppable video, I might record a segment of me at the beginning, but I want to cut to like an angle where I'm actually going through the product. And for something like that, I might be doing this. I might be looking down at the product or something like that, right? Or needing to
yeah,
like adjust things. And that's where, having, for example, that ring light that Marco was just showing, having that and being able to focus that specifically on the products is important because like I can sit there and do this all day, but like let's say it was a cable and I'm over there like, oh, I'm like having to fumble around with it. It's about having a setup that is geared towards literally just doing product demos. And like I said, you don't need a whole lot to do it. You just need, I mean, you could use the same mic and the same lighting setup that you normally would have. But, again, we're trying to offer you solutions that'll make it easier so that you can move around or it can scale with you. So yeah, definitely go check that one out. One other item we should definitely talk about, Marco. Let's talk about the Stream Deck. So if you want to
okay,
make shoppable videos, we obviously said, you know what, the first thing you need is a good mic. We recommended a camera. We recommend a tripod, a light, and obviously positioning it. The other thing you could also get is something like the Stream Deck. And Marco, let's bring that up, but then let's have you talk about how this can help.
okay. Do you want me to show mine or to bring the products page?
Let's bring it up first, and then we'll switch to the product. So bring up the
Okay,
product page, and then we'll switch to
okay.
you
There you
actually
go.
demonstrating it. Okay. So this is the Stream Deck. And so what you can do with this is it's programmable. You can use it
Yeah,
for various actions. Like for example, if I wanted to turn my lights on, I have a button that I can do to turn them on. I have, if I want to run certain applications, I can do that as well. But Marco, let's talk about like, how would you use the Stream Deck for shoppable videos?
well, I think one of the most important things you want to do with the Stream Deck is to change camera angles, for instance. Okay, and I do this often when I do my live shows. And for instance, I'm doing an unboxing. I change from my main camera to the desk camera using the Stream Deck. Okay, also you can, for instance, you can bring banners using OBS to your uh, images. Okay, so you can highlight something,
Huh?
or and this could be a nice option as well. But I think the most important thing when we are talking about this kind of videos is to bring different camera angles to your broadcast, to your video. Sorry.
Definitely. Yeah. And I think that's a super important part there actually. Yeah. To highlight that, if you're going to want to like bring different camera angles, for example, it could be, like I said, you on camera and then you switch to like a product video. You can do a couple things. You can film all
Yeah.
this in one loop where it's like you on camera. For example, let's put you on camera real quick, Marco, and let's have you, so let's say we're doing a shot and we've got Marco up front. And then Marco's like,
Okay,
hey, I want to do a product demo. Yep.
so now I'm gonna show you how this cell phone works. So there you have the cell phone, okay, and you can use it this way and blah blah blah. And then let's get back to the normal angle, and here I am again, okay.
Okay.
And also I don't, I think I deleted the scene, but there's sometimes I double the scenes on OBS. Give a zoom to
Yeah.
give more detail, and you can change between those scenes, because this is something that could be interesting as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, that's where like the Stream Deck can be super helpful for you in terms of making it easy for you to switch scenes between, between what it is you're doing. And the great thing is like as you expand making more videos, things like that, it can help with that. It can also help you, by the way, with the editing process too. So if you're over there trying to edit videos, it has certain functionality. You can assign a keyboard shortcut so that, you
Yeah.
want to quickly export something, you want to cut a clip or you want to split it, you can use the Stream Deck to do all of that stuff for you. So you just simply select the video, you can push the button, it does the cutting. That way you're not having to like constantly look for what menu or what keyboard press you need to make. So excellent points there. Is there anything else, and then I guess like the only last item I think I really want to talk about real quick is this multi-angle tablet stand, Marco. And so like when you're making shoppable videos, again, you want to have good audio that you can move around with. We recommend the Rode Wireless Go as the best wireless solution. But you also want to have like certain things. So if you are, for example, if you have certain things that you need to have like always in front of you, maybe your notes or things like that. I'd recommend something like this. This is a multi-angle tablet stand holder. And so you could put a tablet in this, like an iPad. You could put a phone in this as well if you want to. And basically what these do is, again, that's an excellent photo there, actually. So it lets you like have your notes right in front of you, or maybe it's some of the features that are, instead of reading off the box because you want to have the product on display, you could have your notes directly on that tablet. So definitely a good product to have as well in your arsenal of equipment. Again, it's not something you're going to use all the time, but it's going to help you. I think if you're over there having to reference like product notes, things like that, you can at least pull this stuff up while you're over there making these shoppable videos, so that you can have your script and your notes in front of you. So fantastic. Okay, so Marco, I think we got one last topic to talk about here, and that's the do's and the don'ts when making shoppable videos. So do you want to kind of go over what these are?
Okay, Amazon has some rules about doing these kind of videos, okay? Because as I mentioned some minutes ago, they are really picky. They are really demanding when we are creating this kind of videos. This is, I think, this one of the reasons I didn't make any so far, and you should be aware of that. Okay, so think about these videos as a nice way to make money, but
Okay.
think that, as usual, to make money you should do things in the right way. And also, it's Amazon place land, it's Amazon rules.
Okay. Yep. So can you kind of elaborate on what some of those rules are?
So one of the things, and this makes, for me, this makes all sense. Don't mention the price.
Okay. Right.
Okay, because for instance, now you're recording a video and this item it's $10, but for instance there's a deal next week or the price goes up, and so people will watch the video and you're talking about $10 item, and actually it's $12 or it's $7. It doesn't make any sense. The other thing is, don't ask people to follow you. Okay, like you're recording a video. Oh, so now I'm recording this video about this microphone, the Shure MV7, but before that please follow me on Instagram, on YouTube, whatever. Doesn't make any sense as well. Okay,
Uh-huh.
Amazon wants you to focus in the product. Okay, also, and this is important, you can tag products on your when you're doing the review. And one of the things that some people are doing is they are over tagging products that they don't relate with what you're talking about. They don't have nothing to do, and just because give to the video a wider uh, reach. They do this kind of thing. Don't do that as well, okay? Because Amazon may flag your video and put it down. So have in mind, you're talking about the Shure MV7. Talk about the Shure MV7. Tag the Shure MV7. Okay. If, for instance, you're talking about the Shure MV7 working together with this boom arm, tag both. Okay, talk about both, but
Yeah.
don't over tag, because and also for me this doesn't make any sense.
Excellent points. Yeah. I mean, and I think that, just a couple of the key takeaways, obviously, if you're going to be, uh, so a couple of key takeaways overall, just if you're going to be making shoppable, I love your points about following what Amazon's rules are, for example, around shoppable videos. Um, Points for me would be, so some do's of making shoppable videos, like make sure you know the product, have the product in hand, by the way, that's the other thing. So make sure you know the product, have the product in hand. Um, talk about the features and the benefits of the product. Like talk about, I mean, you could talk about like what you like and what you don't necessarily like about a product. Again, it's not like, oh, I'm just giving a review, but I'm giving a review, but I'm making sure that I'm also sort of being a bit unbiased on it. Like, hey, this is for example, if you want to connect your webcam, your DSLR camera to your computer and use it as a webcam, you should probably check out getting the Camlink 4K. If you're new to this, this is what it does. This is what you need to get started with it. For example, so like just be open and honest about like what the product actually does. Maybe answer a question like when you got the product, maybe you had a challenge with it. Maybe you thought it did something that it doesn't do.
Yeah.
But like talk about that kind of stuff. Also, again, there's no length to the shoppable video, so they can be a long video. They could be a short video. Doesn't there's no like, oh, it has to be 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Really, you need to make the videos and look at the analytics inside of your Amazon shop. Once you create the videos, there's going to be a section where it shows you exactly what the videos are going to look like. By the way, and when you are done making these videos, export them, make a nice thumbnail for them. And then inside of Amazon, what you're going to do is, again, you're going to start off by going to launcher.live/ get Amazon Live. So if you go there, you sign up, you join, then Amazon is going to give you that shop page. And on the shop page, there will be a place for videos where you can upload your own videos. And then they're going to ask you for things like a title, a 60-second title, 60-character title. You're going to upload the save video format, like MP4 or MOV, whatever you want to make it. You upload it there. Then you're going to be asked to put in a thumbnail, and you're going to be asked to tag the products that you feature. So, for example, Rode Wireless Go 2, we might feature that, for example. We talked about the Camlink 4K, for example. So we may have, those products tagged in the video, and then it might recommend some other ones as well. But again, it's about providing value. I mean, just think of it like this. If you were going to buy a product, what information would you want to know about the product? And put that in your video. Okay, Marco, is there anything else you want to add about this week's show about making Amazon shoppable videos?
Even though we like to praise this thing, just do it. And in this kind of video, do it really well. Okay.
Love that. That's a great point, by the way. So that I got to say that is a great point I think we should end on, because again, it's not about making a lot of really bad videos. It's about making, like, let's say you build clout, but like you build your reputation as you're making videos. So for example, like any YouTube video, your first Amazon shoppable videos are maybe they're not going to be very good, but it's a process. So it's like you make some shoppable videos, you figure out what length they need to be, what kinds of questions customers might ask about it, make it about the product, make it with the product. And then, again, build upon that. So awesome. I got to say, this has been a great episode, by the way. Just, I think, talking about shoppable videos, talking about like why they're useful, like they're different from making a live stream. So like, a live stream, like we're doing right now, we're live streaming this to Amazon. This allows us to, talk about episode, like we're highlighting things, it would potentially show up on an Amazon product page, but we're also not necessarily going to make a video where like, we're live streaming about, using this cam link or something. That's where like making a shoppable video might be a better option. So you really got to kind of weigh the pros and the cons. Shoppable video, this is an hour or so like live stream, and a shoppable video might be like 5 minutes. And they're two different, totally different strategies. There's nothing wrong with doing both. You should do both.
Absolutely.
But I would say if you're just getting started, you want to dip your toes in the water, start by making some shoppable, first get approved by Amazon, and then make some shoppable videos. Awesome.
Indeed.
Well, so with that, I want to thank everyone for tuning in to
Thank you.
what has essentially been episode 102 of the Launch Your Live show. If you want to catch any of the products we talked about, all you have to do is go to launchyour.live/EP102. We'll see you all on a future episode. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Bye-bye.